Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Another quick video. Recently we've been doing a few videos to help people understand why they deserve a new replacement engine for free if the Toyota they purchased, that they put their trust in, lets them down with a cracked piston like this one. We've already gone through that it's an abnormal failure, so that's very important to keep note of. It's a key factor. It is an abnormal failure. It's not a normal engine failure, and it's recognised by Toyota, and there's documents on that, and you'll find those, the copies of those, on some of our videos in our playlists. We've got a number of playlists there. You can check them out. There's probably 2 or 3 dozen playlists on different subjects on our YouTube channel, 4x4 Diesel. Check out those playlists. That's this channel here, the one you're on now, I think. There's one called Free Engines. That's probably got the most important information you need in there. As I said, I think anyone would agree that it's an abnormal failure. And if you don't agree, you haven't got the right information yet. You're ill-informed or not informed. Once you've got the right understanding and information, you would be completely agreeable, and I'm quite confident that Mr. Toyota would like to replace these engines, because it shouldn't be happening. Okay, so if you go ahead, as I always say, it's all about being fair. It's all about justice. Let's all be nice to each other. Let's be positive. So you go down to your Toyota dealer and you give them all the relevant information. You've kept all your records, all your servicing records, your receipts for oil, filters, servicing, whatever it is that you've done that would demonstrate that the engine is Mickey Mouse. Like, we've got some engines that we've done injectors on that we service, or we know they've done the oil every 5,000, and inside the engine they're spotlessly clean like new. So if there was ever a cracked piston, all someone would need to do is take the valve cover off and have a look how clean it is, and regardless of service receipts or oil changes or whatever, you could clearly demonstrate that it's been well over serviced, okay? Because there's no two ways about it. You can't make an under-serviced engine look serviced on the inside, and vice versa. So if it's serviced, well, you're going to know about it. If it's service satisfactory, surely if I can figure that out, then some technicians and experts from Toyota will be able to figure that out also, and therefore they're not going to say it's a lack of servicing and it's caused this. But let's just say, for whatever reason, let's just say you've got an old 120 Proto. 2008 Protos are very popular. 2008 120, we've got one as well. LC 120 Land Cruiser, called different names in other countries. You know the one that I'm talking about. If it's an abnormal failure, 200,000, 300,000 Ks, I still believe that it should be sorted now. Some people think this guy's crazy, as if they're going to replace 15-year-old engines. You're missing the whole point. It's not about being fit. If it's 15 years old, look, for a start, engines should last a lot longer than 15 years old now. Check our other videos, I've already explained that. They should last a lot longer than that, and they should last to the end of their normal life. Now, the normal life, let's talk about the normal life of a 1KD for a moment. What's the normal life? How long is it going to last? People have asked me, and I've done some videos mentioning how long I think they might last, but let me explain it to you like this. It doesn't matter if I see them. Now, this is vehicles that are serviced well, regularly had injectors replaced first. Doesn't matter if I see them at 100, 200, 300, 400, 500,000. They all run perfectly beautiful, and they drive, and they've got power, and they don't blow smoke. Now, let's take a look at the ones that haven't had the injectors replaced. Ideally, you know, they've been left for over 200,000, maybe up to 300,000, even some of them up to 400,000. In many cases, they still run really well. Sometimes they don't. We get the thing fixed up, we get the blow-by fix cleaned up, get the injectors in, and they're running really well. They're running clean. There's no smoke. They're not using fuel. They're not burning fuel. The diagnostics are good. The compressions are good. The valve, everything's good. So this is pointing us in the direction of this engine's bloody bulletproof. It's inevitable that it's just going to last forever. The bloody thing's just going to go forever. If you over-service it, there's nothing that can stop it, because there's nothing that we're seeing that's wearing in 500,000 kilometres. It's still in as good as new condition, is how I'd describe it, at 500,000 kilometres. So that means I'm quite confident that it'd go to 1 million without knowing the vehicles that I've heard of that have done over 1 million Ks and still run in perfectly good condition. But knowing that, then I'm like, well, if they get to 500, they get to 1 mil, that makes sense. If they get to 1 mil, what's going to stop them to get them from 2? And it's just crazy, and it just goes on and on. So the normal life of the engine, we don't know what the normal life is, other than it's at least 500,000 kilometres in peak condition, and 1,000,000 kilometres could quite easily be in peak condition as well, from examples I've heard from other people. Okay, so this engine just lasts forever. So this is clearly abnormal. Okay, so you've gone in, you've been nice. For whatever reason, we've got a bit of a misunderstanding, and someone thinks, oh, look, you know, but you've got an old, you know, this is old. It doesn't matter how old it is my point, okay? So, you're confident because you've got a 15 or a 14 or a 13 or a 12? Well, that's good. But that's 10 years old as well, so what's another 5, okay? I don't care if it's a 120 instead of a 150. It's an abnormal failure, and it doesn't matter how old it is. It shouldn't be happening. Okay, so we're getting close to that's about what we wanted to talk about in this video. Just regardless of how old it is, it needs to be covered because it's an abnormal failure. Now let's go to the next step and just quickly touch on what will be in the next video. And that is, what if, okay? What if you've gone to your dealership and they, look, if you've got someone that won't even look at it for you and they're not being helpful, go somewhere else. Maybe ask for someone else, maybe ask for the service manager. Kind of don't take no for an answer. If the service manager is not helpful, then you probably need to go to another dealership, because there is some good people out there. Okay, it's not all lost yet. There's good people out there that will want to help you once they understand the situation. I know service manager of Toyota dealers that will bend over backwards to help you with this. So they're the ones that you need to find. And that doesn't mean that I think that they're running the best workshop. They might be good. They might have a couple of good guys, they might not. They might have some guys they think are good that they might not. The problem is the hands-on, there's not enough money being paid to the technicians to get the good guys and keep them in there. And this is where I believe the problem is, and it was warned. I was warned from my trade school teacher, not even trade school, as I said, it was back in year 10 with the automotive teacher. He said, this is what's going to happen in the future, be ready for it. And he's bang on, he was spot on right. I don't know how he knew. Ronnie, mate, you got it right. I don't even know if he's around anymore. He wouldn't be watching my channel. I'm sure he's probably, I don't know, who knows. Anyway, he got it right. He was right. Now, if they say no and they're not helpful, so let's take a step back actually. There's a possibility they're going to want to pay a small amount, whatever percentage, and I understand that, and you probably understand that too. You've got to put yourself, everybody's got to put each other in their position. So I step back and I go, okay, so I understand. So I've got some wear and tear out of it, right? I understand. So I've got some wear and tear out of it. So it's a $20,000 replacement, and you want me to pay 66%. So you want me to pay 14 grand. Hang on a minute. How does that work out? So we've got a abnormal failure that I shouldn't be paying anything for. It shouldn't happen. I'm still got to come up with 14 grand. See the problem? It's a big ticket item. It's big money. And if I was to pay 14 grand, guess what? Toyota's still making money out of it because they made the engine. It's their manufacturing. The engine probably owes them $1,000, right? So I would go as far as to say is the most that we want to pay is a couple of $1,000 or something equivalent to a set of injectors, right? Because, you know, you were probably meant to do that anyway. You probably skimped on that. You knew, or you pretended you know, whatever, but they didn't tell you. So it's anything from, it really should be paying nothing. So if they do the 50-50 thing, in my opinion, it's not good enough. It's up to you what you want to accept. But this is where they may go. And I'm just trying to explain, again, that I believe that you shouldn't be paying anything. It's up to you if you want to accept, well, we're going to pay for all the engine, all the parts and everything, you pay for the labour. That's up to you if you want to do that. Take the easy road, that's up to you. I'm just trying to get you thinking that way, what you're entitled to, and help you with information about what's normal and what's not. Now, for the people that hang around toward the end, I'm going to say it again. If you've made the important part of this piece of paper here, we've got a number of groups that you should be in if you've got a Prada or a Hilux, if you're in Australia or not, a couple of YouTube channels. Make sure you're subscribed on both of those if you want the right information. But this one here, right, Gold Class VIP clients only, 4x4 diesel Gold Class it's called. This is for the group of people that have made a contribution, $50, $100, whatever it is, right, to be in that group because they're nice people and they just want to contribute to the fund that helps pay for, so far it's helped pay for engines for people. So when people have a cracked piston and they either unsuccessful following other paths that we've helped them with, on why it's happened and getting it paid for. When they're unsuccessful or when they're not in the right mind to do that, we help them when possible, only when the funds are available. There's no guarantee. It's just a donation. You're giving the money away. We help them with either an engine or part of an engine or some sort of contribution to reduce the cost. I see no value in this. Toyota's got all the money. They can pay for all the engines. We're going to start. I'm not saying we're not helping out at all with engines, but there's a step-by-step process, and people need to have gone to Toyota, asked them, it's a, you know, abnormal failure, it's not right, blah, blah, blah. You need to go through this process first. The next step of assistance is, if you want to go to small claims, we'll do our best when the funds are available to pay your application fee to go to VCAT, QCAT, NCAT, whatever state you're in Australia. This is only an Australia thing, okay? The fee, so then you've got no risk of, you know, you're already in a position where you've just blown your engine, and if you don't need the assistance, then that's awesome. Don't ask for it as well. This is for the people that are less fortunate. We're trying to help out. We'll pay the application fee so they can stand up and say, you know, stand up for what's right and what's fair and justice. And they may not be able to afford that application fee, and it doesn't matter if they can or not. We really want to pay it. For those people that want some help, we really want to help and pay that application fee. Once you provide your evidence, which a lot of it you'll be able to get together over the years with your servicing history and these sorts of videos explaining it. You may need to put it into your own words with some writing and do some independent research other than what I'm telling you as well to back up what's a normal engine life. Not necessarily how long, because these are lasting a lot longer than most engines, as explained in some of the other videos, which is why it's important to watch them all. So subscribe, turn the bell on, and check out the free engines playlist, and there's other playlists there you want to check out. But once you provide that and that gets sent to Toyota, the representative, they're probably going to want to settle out of, you know, the tribunal and do something for you, because that would be the right thing to do and much easier for everybody. But if they don't, and then you go to the tribunal, if the funds are still available, and if it's some sort of telecall, Skype, Zoom, whatever, we're going to pay you $200 for the day, okay? If the funds are available, if the funds are available. Now, people are regularly making contributions. I don't see why it won't be available, but one day the day's going to come. At the moment, we can't pay for everybody's engine because there's not enough funds available to pay for everybody's engine. So what we do for the people that have done the right thing, we make contributions to help them out, right? That's worked pretty good, but it's still costing people money, and Toyota's still making money out of the abnormal failure, which isn't right. Does that sound like justice to you? Does that sound fair? That the company that's worth billions and trillions or whatever it is, right, is making more money while the person that's disadvantaged is paying more money? It just doesn't make sense. It's not the right thing. And so this is why we're doing this. So we're going to pay $200 for that. If you've actually got to get in your vehicle and drive and go to the tribunal, we're going to pay $500 if the funds are available. So there's incentive there for you to follow the videos, follow the information, service your vehicle right, you know, do all the right things, follow the guides to help prevent, because we believe we can prevent it. No chips, no tunes, don't ask too much of it when towing. You do all that, you're going to be right. This isn't to make people scared. I don't care if you buy injectors or not. It's up to you. If you believe that, you know, from the Toyota documents saying wrong combustion caused by injectors, if you believe it, wouldn't you think that it would make sense to replace the injectors to help prevent that issue? So if you believe that, then do that. If you think I'm into fear-mongering and scaring you into it, well, then certainly don't replace them. I'm happy either way. It doesn't bother me. I'm not here to scare anyone. I would like everybody to relax. It's probably not going to happen to them, but there's a chance it could happen. I keep saying prepare for it. That way it won't happen, or you're prepared if it does. Okay? $500 if you actually have to go there. I don't know how many days you'll have to go there. I wouldn't imagine more than one. I just couldn't imagine this happening. And then what's going to happen, you need to stick to your guns. But there's going to be more detail in other videos on what you might need to do in the tribunal, and hopefully we'll get those out long before anybody's going to be at a tribunal. And if there is, let me know when it is, because I'll try and be there myself, because I'd love to sit there and watch and listen and learn. Bada bing, thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel. I just want to say sorry to everybody else that hopefully you might be finding this helpful, but there'll be more informative videos on other subjects coming soon, so don't give up. We'll be back with you with the normal content soon. Thanks for watching. Oh, last thing, last but not least, right? So to join the Gold, if you want any assistance with the application fees for whatever, you know, small claims, or any of these sort of funds or engines or anything like that, if it's replacing an engine, you're going to need to have done the right thing, which means you're probably going to be already in the VIPs. That's clients only. Okay. If you want assistance with application fees to small claims and this payments for the day sort of thing, you're going to need to be in this gold class group, and to get in that group, the only way to do it is to have made a contribution, because we're helping the people that helped people. Do you understand that? We're helping the people that helped people. If you're a taker and you're not a giver, unfortunately, you can use all the information, it's free, but that part of it's not going to work for you. But you can certainly go to Toyota for free. You can still go to small claims for free. If you're on a low income, they can even waiver the fees on the application fees. If you obviously got some income, then you can pay that small fee. I believe for if you're claiming under 10 grand, it might only be about 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, depending what state you're in. Last time I checked. So anyway, there you go, guys. Just wanted to be clear, and to get it, to make that payment, you're going to need to be, if you're in the VIP group, you can search for the bank account, you can make the payment. When you join this group, you answer the questions, tell me your full name, when you paid the date. We will be checking your bank account before anybody can get into this group, so it needs to be paid first. So if you're not in this group, you're not a client, but you want to help out, or you want to be part of this, awesome, no problem. But then you need to use this phone number here and send a text message, 0490 261 013, text message only, saying, hey Ant, saw your video, I really want to be part of the gold class and contribute to help people. Who knows, I might even need it one day. Something along those lines would be good. Make your contribution of $100 or whatever the case may be. And you might think, oh, you know, why am I putting in $100 to pay a $60 fee? Well, to claim 20 grand might be $300 application fee. And if you actually go to VCAT, another 200, another 500, whatever the case may be. And if it all doesn't work out, and we got a heap of money there because everybody goes, mate, I'm going to pay $100. We might be buying you an engine if all else fails, or we might be paying for half of it. So the money is there to be used for the people that help people. Sometimes we do help people that haven't helped people. It's just case by case basis. It depends what the balance is, and it depends on all the contributing factors, your maintenance, if you've done the right things. There's so many variables, so we can't give you an absolute. There's no guarantee. So if you're expecting a guarantee, don't contribute. Just use the free information. Whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching. Just trying to help you. See ya.